Hello, my name is Anne, and this sleepy little boy is Toby. Toby is my Yorkshire Terrier puppy. He's just over a year old. We actually got him a year ago on December 31st, so he's almost a year to us. And he was 3 months when we got him. And we live in a quaint little village called Marrickville, which is just outside of Ottawa, Ontario in Canada. And we live here with my husband, Bob. Hey. And I'm retired now, so I'm living the crafty life. I knit, I sew, I crochet, I scrapbook, I cook. I don't clean much. I'm not really into that. That's not what I call a craft. But, so I just wanted to come and share with you some of my crafty goodness. Today it's a horrible day out. We had freezing rain all last night, and this morning it took my husband about an hour and a half to chip away the ice enough that he could get his vehicle out to the driveway to go to work this afternoon. So it's pretty rubbish out. So a good day, I thought, to make a video for you all and let you know what I've been up to over the last 2 or 3 weeks and what I plan to do in the new year. So, where can you find Tobyknits? You can find Tobyknits on Instagram, on Facebook, and I am on Ravelry, but that's Brithockeymum. I have no idea how I can change the name, so it's just going to stay that. It's been that for years. It'll stay that for another bunch of years, I guess, where all my projects are on there, so you can always go check that out to get links to the various patterns, yarn, and that kind of stuff. I do have some notes today, because otherwise I forget what I was going to say. It's what happens when you're retired. You don't even know what day it is sometimes. And I find myself often saying to the kids, what day is it today? And they're like, well, Mom. I said, why aren't you at work? Well, Mom, it's because it's Saturday. Oh, right. You don't work Saturdays, right? So anyway, yeah. Oh, I also make mini, well, they're not mini. I make project bags for socks and shawls and sweaters and stuff. So, and I'm going to be opening an Etsy shop soon. Oh, I'm so excited about that. Terrified, but excited at the same time. So anyway, so today we're going to show some finished objects, some whips, works in progress, and tell you what I'm hoping to do in the future. And there's probably bound to be some yarn I need to show you, but I'm sure I bought some at some point this last couple of weeks. So let's get started. I have to put Toby down first. Toby, you have to go in your little bed, baby. There you go. You get in there. Because the first item I want to show you is what I am wearing. And this is the Flax sweater by TinCan Knits. Now, I'm not sure how far back my chair will let me go. Oh, I nearly knocked all my yarn over. How far back can I get? There. So here I am on tippy toes. It's a really great length. Comes right down, covers my bum and hips. And lovely length on the sleeves, not too long. I love this garter stitch pattern down the sleeves. It makes me feel like I'm some kind of commander in the army, you know, with all them things down your arm. Anyway, get my chair back, which was rolling away. So yeah, so those are, I love this sweater completely. It did not, well, I shouldn't say it didn't take me long to make. I started it last May, but I was doing, only making it on like Saturdays and Sundays. It was sweater Saturday, Sunday. So I would only use those 2 weekends, the 2 days to do it. But then of course we did a lot of camping and it was too big to take with me, and I just took socks with me, and oh, anyway. So I kind of worked on it when I could. But in the last month I worked on it a lot, just because it was I was getting to that part where I could tell it was going to be finished soon, and if I really rushed, I was trying to get it done by the end of the year, and I did. I got it done by the Anyway, so I love it very much, and I'm going to make one for my husband, probably a different color, of course. And yeah, because he really liked it too. And it is a unisex sweater. It's by TinCan Knits. I think I said that. It's called the Flax. And Toby, get in there, baby. Go there. I'm too busy right now. Okay, do you want to sit behind me then? His favorite spot in this chair is he'll sit behind me and I'll just push up against him and then he'll lay down and go sleep. When I'm scrapbooking, that's where he sits. And when I'm sewing, that's where he sits. And not when I'm knitting though. When I'm knitting, he sits on my legs. Between my leg, actually. Yeah, so that is the Flax sweater. I love it a lot. It's very, very comfortable. The yarn I used was from, I got it actually at Walmart, and it was only like $3.85 a ball. I don't know if I have any left to ship. Well, I do have some left. That's a silly thing to say. I don't know. Oh yeah, this is what's left. No, that's not it. Oh, it's probably in the bag still. Yes, let's see. Oh yeah, I have this much left. So I bought 3 balls, and they were the premium Bernay. And this color is called Botany Teal. And there's 198 grams in each, or 360 yards in each skein. And this is what's left of the 3rd skein. I might even be able to get a hat out of that to go with it, maybe. But yeah, it's a great pattern. I loved it, and I loved the yarn. It's very, so I mean, crikey, it's a nice sweater for like $7-8, you know. Can't go wrong, really. Anyway, loved it. Second thing that I finished, and I am so excited about this because these are my Advent socks. And 2 reasons why I was very excited about these is, number one, the yarn is from the Cozy Knitter, and it is her Advent sock yarn. I started out by just doing a cuff, 1.5-inch cuff in some Bear Street yarn that I had, Bear Street yarns that I had, and because I knew I wanted the toe and the cuff to be, and the heel to be different color than the stripes. And then on December 1st, I started with the first stripe. There. And then December 2nd, you knit the 2nd, December 3rd, and so on until you have 24 stripes. And I did 2 at the same time, not on the same needle. I don't know how to do that yet. Maybe next year I'll learn that. But I got 2 2.25 needles. One was my Chow Go and the other was my Zing. And I love them both. It's hard to tell which one I like the best. So I had them both going. So both of them I started with the cuffs, and then each day I would knit that color and then go on to the next one and knit this color. And it was great because each row, each color is about 5 rows or 5 rounds. So it's not like it took long to do, and it was kind of nice to get up in the morning, have a cup of tea, and then just sit there and just knit quite happily in the round, you know, like, and then put it down and pick the other one up and do, and it was done in half an hour. Like, it was great. So I had never done an afterthought heel before, and I thought, well, I'll give it a go. Why not? We'll give it a go. So what I did was literally I just knit a tube, sock tube, all the way down till day, actually I got to the green here, which I think was day 22. Yeah, and there's a bit of math going on there. Did you notice how scary I got? I did all these 3 colors in the one day on both, the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th on the same day on both, just because I wanted to get them all done, because I knew I still had to do the toes, and I just did the regular old toe, and so I did the 2 toes on the 23rd, sorry, and then on the 24th I did the afterthought heel. It was a bit scary, but it wasn't that scary. I watched a fabulous video by Ellie Jones of Craft House Magic. I'll leave a link, and she shows you how to do that. She does a lot of afterthought heels. I think they're her favorite. And she does a lot of just, you know, plain tubes, and then she goes back in and cuts out for the heel. And it really was, after I'd watched her video, I thought, okay, I'm going to try it. And then afterwards, someone said to me, did you not put in a lifeline? And I was like, no, should I have? But I didn't. That first little snip was pretty scary. But I had control of my work, my yarn. I was the boss of the yarn. And so I very carefully with a darning needle, you know, the ones that have that funny little hook, and I just carefully pulled the yarn back after that first snip one way, and then I turned and I went back the other way till it was right in the middle. And then I just quickly tried to count as if to make sure I had like 30 stitches on each side, which I did. And then I picked it up with my needle. A couple of them dropped down, but they're easy enough to pick back up if it's just one, you know, down, one row down. So I picked them all up, and then all you do, if I show you this way, you'll laugh. If I put it that way, is you just do a toe. I literally just did another toe, and I am not kidding you, these came out so good. The yarn, the Cozy Knitters yarn, I am not kidding, is superb. It's soft but thick. It's colorful. It was a joy, an absolute joy to knit these socks. And so much so that I wore them on the 25th, on the 26th, on the 27th. I finally took them off so I could wash them. They have now been washed, of course hand washed and hung to dry, but oh, I have another one of her yarns here. Look at this one. Oh, and this is again self-striping yarn, and then here is the for the toes and the cuffs. So that will be a spring project, but oh my goodness, I really enjoyed these, and it was just a plain vanilla sock pattern. Yeah, because it was I just did the cuff, straight down tube, normal toe, and then broke for that. So I love them. They're so good. Then I also did a mini garland. I actually made two of them. One is hanging up in my living room with all the Christmas decorations, so I'll pop a picture somewhere up there so you can see, it's probably that side, so that you can see what it looks like in the living room. But they were just a mini sock, and they were all done from all the socks I had made this past year. So not all of them are finished because I have to do a couple more and didn't get to them in time. I just wanted some to hang up in my living room. And then I'm going to keep on making these little socks all over the next year, so that by the time my Christmas comes again next year, I'll have 24. And so maybe we can use those as our Advent, because I made 12 for my son and daughter-in-law, and as part of their Christmas gift. And I crocheted a chain for them to go on, and so that they could hang them up. And they are in each sock I put a little gift for the next 12 days. So for the 12 days of Christmas, they get to open a little gift inside the sock. So that was kind of cool. And then of course I also have a bunch of Christmas knitting that I did. So I will put a video in so that you can see what I had made for Christmas, because some of the stuff I couldn't really show until after, of course, gift giving. So here's the video. I thought you might like to see my Christmas knitting, because come Christmas Day, it'll be with all other owners. So, for my stepdaughter Carrie, I made this beautiful moon dust by
Case Jones of the Bakery Bears, and it's kind of like a scarf cowl thing, and it's super nice. I'm actually going to make one for myself, and it goes around your neck and buttons up, and then this part goes right down the front. That's a lovely pattern to it. Then I made this for Kim, which is a cowl. And I made one for Andrew, my son. And I made one for Bob, my husband. So these took no time at all to make, and the pattern was fabulous. The pattern was from Knit Simple magazine. Actually, I think it was last year's, but I loved it. They don't take long to make at all. This was also a Knit Simple pattern, and this was for my daughter-in-law, Caroline. And I just really like this hat, and I'm gonna make one for me too, because it's really nice. Then for my other daughter-in-law, I made these Harry Potter socks in this gorgeous self-striping yarn from Timber Yarns, I think it's called. And then this is for another Harry Potter sock. Again, these are Kay Smith of Bakery Bears design. This is Choose Your House socks, and these are in the Ravenclaw colorway, and this is for my son. So there is all my Christmas knitting complete. I just have to wrap them all up and give them away.
And we're back. So that was what I have been doing over the past couple of weeks. Some of the things you might have seen, some of them I don't think you did. So that was my gift giving and stuff over Christmas. So what I have left to work on at the moment is, of course, my whips, and in the Bradshaw bag, one of my Tobyknits bags, of course, is the hippo blanket, and this is from Knit Simple magazine. I think it was the fall one for this year, and I just love it. It is a baby blanket, and of course, in case you didn't know, my eldest son is expecting his first baby. Well, not him, of course, but his wife, but it's their first baby. And so as soon as I found out, I started working on this blanket, and so it's really hard to show you. Let me see if I can get closer. Sorry, Toby. So it is, these are hippos. There, I obviously have to put the eyes and the tail and all the rest of it on them, but there are 3 of them along the bottom, and there's the grass, and then it literally just stripes all the way to the top. And then at the top, I'm working on more hippos. And these hippos are backwards to the hippos at the bottom. So these are black hippos, whereas at the bottom they were white. Well, gray, not black, whereas the bottom they were white. So this is the hippo blanket. And it's going to be lovely when it's finished. So, sorry there, Tobe. Disturbed him. So there is that one, and that I won't finish it by the end of this year, but it will be one of the first things that gets finished next year. And the other thing, which is in my Tobyknits Netherwood bag, which is my camping one, and this is on the needles. I was trying to hope that I might finish this one by the new year, but again, I'm not going to rush it. This is the second sock that I am doing, and it's a toe up, and like the previous sock where I had never made a I think that's too bright, where I had never made an afterthought heel, I had never done a toe up sock before. And so here's the other one complete, obviously not washed or blocked. And it was an interesting I'm not sure I'd do it again after this one's finished, to be honest with you. I much prefer doing the straight tube sock and then the afterthought heel. I mean, it was just interesting because, of course, you do your regular toe where you're making a stitch each side every other round until you've got, you know, till you're at this point, which is what I did here. And then you're straight knitting for the length of what your foot would be. So it could be 7 inches or something, or so it's a long way. Then when you get to that part after you've done your 7, you have to add on either side extra stitches. So it now on one side only, so it looks like you're going like this. And then you have to kind of bring them together with these weird slip trap double thing loop kind of, I don't even know how you describe it, but weird. And then I think it's called a German short row. And then you have to hook them all back together. Anyway, I had to watch a lot of videos on how to do this because I just really couldn't get it in my head how we were going to go from this to this. I mean, when I'm doing a top down, I completely get the construction of the sock. So I know that when we've done the heel flap and the heel turn, we need the gusset to bring it back together. I couldn't get how this worked with the toe up. It wasn't computing in my poor little brain. Anyway, I watched several different videos, and so I probably mashed together not anything like the pattern I have. I mashed together a whole pile of things to make it look like this. So, and then of course and by this time I did not want a long leg, so I just did like a 4-inch and then started my my rib. But they're very nice on, and they look nice. It fits nicely, but as maybe the second one will be a little bit easier, and I'll understand it more. Because after all, it's only the first time I've done it, so as a toe up, but not my favorite way to knit a sock. Nope. So, I don't think I have any. Oh, is somebody out there? Go check. I don't think I got any new knit crates since that you last saw. I don't think I did. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have had my back to you like that. So yeah, I don't think I have any. If I do, I don't remember what they were. Actually, I think there was one. There was definitely one, but yes, it was a very greeny color. Yes, it was. So things in the back there. No. Where'd it go? Oh, it just fell down the back, so I can't get it to show you. I put up Anne's DIY, that's why I'm not that good at that. I put up some card with Scotch tape to stop my yarn from falling back through, because some of them have holes and some of them don't. If it's a squirrel, it's got nothing to do with me. You go tell it off. Thank you. And anyway, obviously it's not really, Bob's gonna have to, yeah, anyway, so it fell out. But what I wanted to do was, of course, let you know some of the things that I did, my year in review, kind of. So just so as you know, and I thought this was kind of cool, I made 15 pairs of socks. Not all for me, but 15 pairs of socks this year. 2 hats, 1 shawl, 1 scarf, 4 cowls, 1 dishcloth, 1 pot holder, and 2 sweaters. I thought that was kind of cool for a year worth of knitting. So what's up for 2020? Of course, I'm making all kinds of lists of things I want to knit. One of the things I'm starting on the 1st of January is my Adventurous Shawl. Whoops, this one. Adventurous Shawl by Amber O'Brien. And this is all done using minis. So do you remember every day I got a little mini? I put some pictures up of it on Instagram. Some days I actually opened a mini for you. Hey, hey! What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, he's burying a bone down in the floor where some of my papers are, and because my papers are in the way of the bone, he's trying to pull the papers out, which I don't want him to do. So every day I got to open a little mini, and I wound them all up. All 25 are in here, all wound up. And I will be starting my shawl. And again, I believe what you do is each day you would knit with this one color, and then the next day this one color, and so on. At the beginning, I think you might mesh the two color, like you might knit a couple of rows of both to transcend them into the next color, and then, you know, and of course the first couple of days, because you're doing two triangles basically and then joining them together, it's going to not, the beginning triangle won't be that much yarn compared to, you know, I'm sure by the time I get to, like, which one's this? Where's day 25? Day 24. Day 24, let's say, which is this color. I'm sure by the time I'll probably use all of this, but I'm not really sure. And then she also, you should check her out though. She's got some really nice designs, Amber O'Brien. And then this was last year's shawl, because I guess she does them every year, and specifically for the minis. And then what she does, she didn't one this year. I couldn't decide which one I liked the best, so I bought both of them. And the one that came this year came with a cowl too. So I'm hoping whatever I have left from all these minis, I'm just going to make the cowl, because you don't have to follow a set color pattern on that, because obviously you're not going to get 24, 25 skeins done in that time. But oh, I am so excited to start this. I'm not kidding. I'm so... can't wait. And what else? Well, of course I have to finish the hippo blanket and them socks. And then of course there were the Argyle socks that I had made for Bob when we were learning how to do, I don't know if it's in Tarsier? No. Interlock? No. Anyway, we were learning something. And we had to, the way this particular pattern works is you have to do it straight, and then you join it up later. You sew the seam up for the sock, and you only start doing it in the round once you've done, I think, the heel flap and the gusset, and then I think that's how it works. I can't remember, but oh my goodness. Wasn't my favorite thing to knit at all. I did finish it. Actually, I'll show it to you. Toby, all the yarn is falling down the back. So I'll show it to you. And this is in another little Tobyknits bag. So this was the finished sock. And it does look kind of nice. It fits him lovely. He likes it. It's a very nice sock. And of course you have the whole Argyle pattern down with the little diamonds. But you had to like sew the seam here and up the back in, I don't know, maybe it's just my sewing yarn together seam is rubbish or something, but I didn't like it. And of course you're using gazillions of pieces of yarn, because you're doing small pieces between each, very much similar to the blanket that I'm doing with the hippos, because you're not carrying the yarn. But I don't know, but I kind of feel silly with just one sock, and it's like if I unpick it, I got all these little whittly bits of yarn, so I really have to persevere and make the other one. So that will get finished before I cast on another pair of socks. She says she says, Toby. Doesn't she? She says. Yeah, I don't think so. Of course, there'll be blankets, sweaters, hats, shawls. I really enjoyed making that hat for Caroline, my daughter-in-law. I'd have to make one of them for me. And hats are cool because they don't take too long to make, and again, you can knit them in the round if you want, so I kind of like that. So yeah, that's about all I have for you. I hope you like this new camera. It's a little bit different. My dad gave me this. It's a camcorder. My dad gave it me, and I'm hoping to be able to use it to take a lot more shots for you at later dates. But we'll see how easy it is to work in my software program, and how it turns out. So I'm going to try to be doing the videos every 2 weeks, and so I'm excited to come back and see you. So if you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and to like it, and leave me some notes of kindness below. I'm getting better at responding quicker. Some days I don't notice there's anything there because I don't get a notification anymore. I don't know why, but so I have to keep going in to check. So hopefully that's, if I haven't responded to you, that's why. And I'll let you know when I'm gonna launch the Etsy shop for my bags. And I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous New Year's Eve. Please be careful and stay safe, and happy, happy, happy 2020. Bye for now.